Hello and welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video so you can follow along and learn some fun techniques. We're going to be focusing on increasing our lymphatic system, giving a little immune boost, as well as decreasing tension in the head, neck, and shoulders. All of these techniques you can use little chunks at a time that'll be able to fit into your day really simply if you have 30 seconds to a minute here and there. And you can also just stick with the whole flow as we'll be doing today to give yourself a good 5 to 10 minute boost and perk. We're going to start, before we get into anything, I'm going to ask for you to take 2 spoons and you can place them in the freezer now. I'm going to place them in a little glass of ice water so that they'll be cold by the end of the class, and we're going to use that to give ourselves a little face massage, get some of that lymphatic fluid out of the face, and it'll give us a little perk, zest, and especially cool us off now that it's getting into summer. It's a really nice way to cool off and give yourself a nice glow. So to begin, you are going to want a little serum that you feel comfortable using on your face. It can be anything as simple as olive oil or coconut oil. I have this little face serum that I always use, so I'm going to start by doing a little pump and a half into my palm. I'm going to dip my fingertips and go ahead and spread it over the hands. To begin, what we're going to be doing is a nice little lymphatic boost. The lymph system's amazing. It cleans out all the cell debris and helps the body clear toxins. And basically all of our lymphatic fluid, which is also responsible for transporting our lymphocytes, which is our immune boosting cells throughout the entire bloodstream. So what we're going to be doing, while it's going to look and feel great, is also really important for our bodies to be able to fight off any infections, bacteria, or viruses as well. So to begin, we're always going to be clearing the terminus. All of our lymphatic fluid through our body, which is about half of our volume of blood per day, gets cleared out right here, the subclavian and the jugular. So what we're going to do is clear this area, and I'll show you. Basically, go ahead and find your collarbone, little clavicle bone here, and then just right above it, you'll feel a little soft tissue indentation. We're going to just gently, with that serum, you can give yourself a little spruce right there, but we're just going to take our fingertips and pulling lightly down and then in towards each other. So it's going to be like that, these little L shapes, and we're going to do about 50 of these. If you're not really into that whole counting thing, it's really simple. Just take 3 to 5 nice deep breaths. Deep breathing and laughter is really huge for improving our lymph flow as well. So this is kind of a little 1-2 punch for the lymphatic system, which is great. And you'll see it's a light pressure, like a 0.5 to 1.5 on a scale of 1 to 10 pressure. This is great. You can do this morning, noon, and night. It's going to be great anytime and as often as you like to do this as well. Great. So now that we have that terminus cleared and open, we're going to be able to move some lymphatic fluid, any of the debris from the areas of tension that we'll be breaking up. All of that will be able to get moved right through here, cleared up, and we won't get that little sluggish kind of drained feeling that sometimes you can get when you do a good cleansing because your body's not able to detox as well. So we've got ourselves nice and set up. And what we're going to do, I'm going to bring my thumb and the point of my index finger, and we're going to just grab onto the chin here, and we're going to ride along the jawline. And I'm making contact on both sides. Just do about 5 of those. Now we're going to take our hands as if we were shouting, and we're going to have contact along the line of the fingers here. And go ahead and pull out and back, kind of like you're giving yourself a facelift in the mirror. So do about 5 of those. And this pressure is still pretty light here. We're just encouraging any of the extra lymphatic fluid, or if the muscles get kind of sticky with the fascia, it can create some sagging in the face. And we're just encouraging that to flow, perk up. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to do fingertips to chasing fingertips. It's also a little third eye massage. Now from here, we're gonna do a little activation. This is drilling bamboo. It's a traditional Chinese medicine acupressure point. We're going to find right where the bridge of the nose meets the ridge of the eyebrow, there's a little indentation in the bone that's forming our eye socket, right? So find that little indentation there. And just with our thumbs, light pressure, we're gonna hold that spot. You can feel around until you find that little, it's a little notch, you'll know it when you find it. This is a really great point for clearing up allergies. If you have sinus headaches, any type of pain in the body, this is going to be really nice. Now from there, I'm going to keep my thumb glued into that little ridge of the eye socket as we move along, not poking into the eyes, but basically starting right from that bamboo spot that we were talking about. I'm pressing it, and now I'm going to use my index finger to lightly pinch the eyebrow and just roll it over the thumb. And I'm going to do that along the line of the eyebrow. And you might feel some spots that have some more tension. If you find something like that, you can give it a little shake, a little vibration. That's going to encourage that tissue to kind of release, relax, give us a little perk. Also great for relieving tension here. A lot of us furrow our brow, scrunch our eyes, not even while always noticing it, especially during this quarantine time. I know a lot of us have increased our screen times and there's more eye scrunching. Beautiful. And now just giving ourselves little, riding the line of the eyebrow. Now here we're gonna ride the line of the cheekbone, up and out. So you're pressing on that bone along the way as it meets back. And now we're gonna find another acupressure spot that's really great. I like to bring my 2-piece fingers one over the other, so I'm not putting so much weight into one finger. And right on either side of the nostril, we're gonna press in and up. So you're pressing in and kind of tucking under. And we're gonna take some nice deep breaths here. Let's do about 2 or 3. This is another huge one. If you have allergies or sinus congestion, you can do 20 seconds to 3 minutes like this and you'll feel a huge opening. This is a large intestine point in traditional Chinese medicine, so it's really important for cleansing in the body as well. Awesome, you can go ahead and release that. We're gonna give ourselves a nice little ear massage, which is great. We have a ton of nerve endings in the ears and they don't get a lot of attention. So we can feel as we move our way through, you're gonna get some sensation that maybe feels almost painful, and we're just gonna keep rubbing through that. So we're gonna start at the top of the ear. I'm pretty much keeping my thumb nice into the seam of the ear, pressing the ear a bit forward, and then I'm just gonna use my other fingers to pull the ear back and over the thumb. And I'm lightly tugging the ears away from the face. And there we go, nice. The more you do this, the more the ears will get used to the pressure and you'll really start to love it. I know sometimes it can be like almost painful, and so that's a good sign that we have some stagnation, some kind of old blood cells that aren't getting moved around in here. And all of this rubbing and pulling is going to be really great because it's encouraging a rush of new blood flow, and that new blood flow that's going to come in there is going to be oxygenated, nutrient dense, and really great for the health of our body. Beautiful. So straight from there, we've taken a lot of that lymphatic fluid, moved it away from the face, and we're just going to encourage just along the neck, back down into that terminus area that we've cleared before. You can do it this way. It's popular. You can cross the arms and encourage along the neck as well. Beautiful. So from here, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna bring our fingertips together behind the neck. Go ahead and feel for the notch of your vertebra, so little like pokey part of your spine, bringing the fingertips together, and then just letting the fingertips fall to the side. So they find the little notch of the bone and they're gonna fall just apart, and you'll feel your fingertips can really hook in to that thick ropey muscle. It's important here, we don't want to do anything that's painful, but you'll be able to feel that you're on like a pretty dense muscle. And now my elbows are pointing straight up. Pressing into that muscle, I'm just going to let the weight of my elbows pulling the arms down create that massage there. And we have 7 cervical vertebrae, so we're going to go ahead and do 7 of these. Each time I bring my fingertips back, I'm just going to walk down one little notch. A lot of different muscles attached to each of these vertebrae, so it's nice by working our way down, we're going to be getting some blood flow and relieving some of that tension that works up, whether it's in your 3rd, 5th, or even that 7th vertebra. And you can give yourself some pinches. So what we'll do is we're going to hook our thumb into that trap muscle. So back here you can see this gets pretty thick and chunky. You're just going to press your thumb into that, and again hooking the fingers and pulling the elbows down. So let's do about 3 to 10 of those, whatever feels good for you. And we're using our thumb pressing in, so you'll see here I'm pressing in, so I'm isolating that, and then I'm just letting my fingers roll. I have that serum, so it's a little bit of that oil glide rolling over that thick muscle that can get like, you know, especially if you feel like you get anxiety or tension, the shoulders are pulling up towards the ears. This muscle is flexing, we're releasing that, giving ourselves a nice long neck, really pretty little décolletage there. So go ahead and do that. It's great too when you're working your way through, you might feel a little stress marble. If you do find, so say I find a spot here, so I'm just working my way down, find a little spot, you can press into that muscle with a little bit more tension, bringing your pressure up to even a 5 or a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'm going to bring my other hand across, and I'm just going to use that weight to pull over that, staying on that same spot. And so we're going to be able to generate a lot more pressure, so we're not straining this muscle to break it up. We're going to use the other arm. Beautiful. And just to finish up here, we're going to go ahead right back to that collarbone area that we were in before. When we were clearing the terminus, we're working right above it, but instead now to do a little stretch, we're going to just bring our fingertips right beneath it. You'll feel a little opening space here. You can give yourself some circles. This is a kidney acupressure point in traditional Chinese medicine as well. Super huge for immune boosting, fighting off respiratory infections, which is great right now as well. So we're activating that point here. And when you're ready, you can go ahead, just let your chin fall to your chest, pressing into that point, and go ahead and just look up. Take a nice deep breath in, and exhale, bringing your chin back down. Now you could do about 5 to 10 of these. And the important thing here is that we're pressing our fingers into this muscle, so when the head goes to look up, we're lengthening along the muscle. You'll feel it moving under your fingertips. Also super important, we're not straining the back of the neck here, so we're not pulling our head back as far as we can. We're just giving a nice look up to the ceiling and feeling how all of the muscles that are in here attaching are going to be lengthening and spreading out under our fingers as we move the neck. You can also do a couple of those. To either side. This is a huge one as well, because a lot of the times we're looking down at our phones and all of these muscles are being contracted. So by pinning it while we stretch, we're going to create a lot more openness here. And a lot of time if you're feeling pain on the back side, it's really because this is crunching and forcing all of that to be extended beyond its natural range. So we did a little bit of work to open up the back side. The front side, we got some lymph movement, a lot of nutrient-dense oxygenated blood into the face and the shoulders. So we should have a good little starting point here to be able to encourage a lot of healing in this area, relief of tension, huge pain reduction. So for a little fun bit, go ahead and grab your spoons out of the freezer. For me, I'm just going to take them out of my little ice water. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and take the rounded side of the spoon, so obviously not the little scoopy side, the rounded side, and we're just going to bring it to meet right under the eyes where those little baggies can begin. And with nice light pressure, spreading, much like we did for the lymphatic work before. And we're always going to be moving away from the center and up, because that's what we like our faces to do. We're going to ride cheekbone there. We're going to actually go under the cheekbone as well. So we have a couple above the cheekbone, a couple below. We're going to do a little spoon chasing spoon. Pressing the little circles of the spoon into the eyebrow ridge and just riding along the eyebrow. And you might feel some great little spots of pressure relieving here. Bring them out to our temples, give yourself some nice little circles. Down to our chins, pressing in and up. Little upper lip. I'm gonna pull down here and up in there. Nice little cool sensation over the ears. And finishing, bringing everything nice down the sides of the necks. Feeling where we've opened up and warmed up that tissue. Maybe relieved a few knots along the way. Beautiful. Okay. That's just a few minutes of immune boosting, blood flow encouraging, self-massage, and a little bit of stretches. I appreciate you guys all checking in, and I will have another video for you for the next edition of this magazine. Thank you.